So this is an amazing story. It's about the 9/11 victims' families looking for justice. They're trying to pass a bill called the Justice Against Sponsors of Terrorism Act. Okay? Now what this bill does is it says if you aided the terrorist who attacked us, not just on 9/11, but any terrorist that attacked Americans, killed Americans, we should be able to sue you. Now the reason for that is not because they want the money, it's because they want to be able to financially basically debilitate those terrorist groups and the groups that sponsor them and aid and abet them. So it's an interesting law, has almost no opposition. Now I'm going to tell you why it also has almost no chance of passing. Okay, so again, the people behind this are the 9/11 families united for justice against terrorism. There's about 6,500 people that have been affected by terrorism that are part of this. So who are the people who are blocking this bill? Chiquita bananas. What in the world? Now, why are they blocking it, right? Well, I'll get to that in a second. First, let me tell you how they're blocking it. Chiquita spent on lobbyists from Covington and Burling, which is a law firm you often hear about. Eric Holder used to work there. He's our Attorney General now. Lanny Brewer used to work there. He was the head of the Criminal Enforcement Division in the Justice Department. He now works there again at a higher salary and a higher position. They gave $450,000 to that law firm for lobbying to make sure this specific bill does not pass. Great. Among other things that they work on, Chiquita spent lobbying against, again, specifically JASTA, this bill, $780,000 over the past year and a half. So why? Why? Why are they spending all these millions of dollars to make sure that you can't go after terrorists? Here's the inconvenient thing for Chiquita. Turns out they used to support terrorists. Okay, now that seems like, no, really? A banana company? What? What? Well, let me explain. Daily Beast writes in 2007, it pled guilty to making over 100 payments to the United Self-Defense Forces of Colombia, a right-wing paramilitary group designated by the United States as a terrorist organization. So now this is a fact. They've admitted to it. In fact, Chiquita acknowledged that between 1997 and 2004, it made over $1.7 million in payments in cash and checks to the terrorist group. And it paid a $25 million fine already for supporting those terrorists. I'm going to tell you who negotiated that in 1 second, but why? Again, banana company terrorists, they say, oh man, we operate in Colombia, and Colombia was actually their most important and profitable subsidiary. And these terrorists were operating in Colombia. They made us do it. Sure they did. In reality, these banana companies have had huge influence in Central America for a long time. We, the United States of America, organized several coups on behalf of banana companies. That's where the term Banana Republic comes from, okay? And in this case, between 1997 and 2004, well, you got to get business done in Colombia. The right-wing paramilitary groups are more pro-business. And in order to, make an omelet, you got to break some eggs. And apparently you also got to break some heads to make some bananas in Colombia. Conveniently, they happen to give nearly $2 million to those right-wing paramilitary groups. That's why they paid the $25 million fine. Who's the guy who negotiated that fine for them? Eric Holder, our current Attorney General. Now, it's not just Democrats that used to work for these guys. Well, now they've got a Republican in a very important position, basically working for them, Representative Bob Goodlatte. He is at an incredibly important position because he's the head of the House Judiciary Committee, where the bill JASTA is now sitting, going nowhere. The groups here that are the families go to meet with both Representative Bob Goodlatte and his advisors. When they go meet with the congressman himself, the families are crying, and one woman tells a story about how her husband died, and this guy, and then one daughter comes in and says about how her father died, and he interrupts her and says, "Weren't you compensated for that?" Jesus, man. By the way, she wasn't. She's an adult child. She just cares about her dad who was killed on 9/11. She didn't get any money for it. She's looking for justice here. And he's like brushing her off. Well, his spokespeople actually went further than that. They talked to Zachary Summers. He's a senior aide to the congressman. The groups are talking to him as well. And One person talks about how, one wife, about how only one part of her husband's body was found, his head. Meanwhile, this guy, Zachary Summers, according to everybody that was at the meeting, is literally picking lint off of his jacket. Like, totally uninterested in what's going on. And then when he's asked, hey, did Chiquita come in and talk to you guys about making sure you stop this bill? He says, yeah. Were they the only people who came and talked to you that want this bill stopped? And he says, yeah. They're so brazen. They're like, oh, your husband got shot. 9/11, who cares? Is Chiquita giving us all these advantages and political gifts to make this happen? Yeah, so what? I'll tell it to you straight to your face. Unbelievable. So we go back to the Daily Beast reporting on this. They say last month, Goodlatte's office quietly let it be known on Capitol Hill that the chairman would not support progress on JASTA. So there it goes. They're not going to be doing anything about it. Now, more to their brazenness. A House Judiciary aide, when asked about this, said, quote, the chairman and the lead staffer on this issue examined the legislation and received feedback from various companies and organizations about the effects of the legislation. It's not hard to decipher it. He's literally saying, yeah, we got feedback from companies. They told us they don't give a damn what happened on 9/11. They don't care about the 9/11 victims' families. No, you're not going to get your justice. And we're not going to stop the people who are aiding and abetting terrorism because we got feedback from companies. My guess they got a little bit more than feedback. They probably also got campaign donations, and they one day might work for those same companies or for the lobbyists and the law firms that they represent, etc. And one final note here from the same House Judiciary aide. Numerous high-level groups in the business community oppose the legislation because the breadth of the proposed changes risks exposing law-abiding U.S. companies to frivolous lawsuits and potentially massive civil liability. Now, if they were law-abiding, they wouldn't have had problems with this law in the first place. The real problem is to protect the companies that were not law-abiding, that did support and finance terrorist groups. So here we are. The funny thing is, after all these years and all the coups we did in Central America, we've become the banana republic.